Hi guys, I will try to be more professional on this part, but yeah, it has cut again because I need to make some place in my storage. I'm a musician too, so I have a lot of videos of me playing music inside of this recording device, and so I have to put them apart. So here we go again. I'm really sorry for it to cut. I know it's the second time. I think I will try to make this not happen anymore. So here we go. We were here. So as you see, fourth dimension and first dimensions, they are on the opposite. So they represent essential aspects of the structure of our experience, or so the experience we live. So you will understand it later if you don't right now. Or of the creations, okay? So they represent basic aspect of the structure of how the creation is going to happen, or how the experience is going to unfold. Understand me better? You need the body for experiencing things, and you need also breathing. What makes you able to connect with the atom of oxygen is the fourth dimension. So yeah, there are essential structural aspects. The second and the third dimensions are essential too, but they are functional aspects. So the second dimension is about the link. It will determine how a form will go from one place to another, briefly for doing simple. And the third dimension is about the association of forms. So the forms associating together tap into the force of creation, which is inside of every form, and so it emerges from it something new, something which is bigger than only the addition of the parts. There is an emergence of qualities in the ecosystems and the environments. That's why those two dimensions are at the center of the unity presented here, okay? Which is the first, second, third, fourth dimensions. So it's the central part of the lower part of the dimensional system. This is the name of this unity. So that's why they are at the center. Yeah. There is something to add here, and it will be the last thing I will add with the hand example. So I think I have still something to say. There will be an emergence of qualities in the association of forms, and it is the ecosystems because they tap into, no, not really. If they can connect together, if they can exist, and if they can be in place and be held in place together, it's thanks to the fourth dimension. Fourth dimension, you can see it as what provides space for Earth to exist, or what provides ways for oxygen to come to our lungs, I think we say. So this is really the connection. It is the structural plan of connection inside of the environment or the world. But this structural plan can either be physical, either be etheric. It is a structure. It is like a canalization that brings elements to the forms. Which forms are going to be taken and how they're going to be received is dependent on the way the form is going to connect with the other object or the form, and this is about the link. The distinction between the link and the connection is subtle. That's why we will go deeper into this later on, okay? Because they are yin dimensions, so it's hard to understand at first. Form and environment, really easy to understand. You have it, because they are yang dimensions. So, let's continue on what I was doing here. So we have separated them, as you can see there. So, I need to explain you it, but I will explain you with this example. So you see the third is above everything. It is because in this area, it is the world that rules. It's the ecosystem or the environment that will rule on the forms, on the links, but also on the objects which will be inside of the connections. So the world is king on this lower part of the dimensional system. That's why he placed above. As you see too, the first, the second, and the third are on the same side, and the fourth is on the other side if we imagine a line between the third and the fourth. First of all, the first, the second, and the third, they are on the same side and they go in a straight line. It goes up. But you see that the 4 is lower than the third. So if we imagine a line from the third to the 4, it goes down, but also the 4 is on the opposite side, meaning that the fourth dimension It's really bigger than just a dimension. I told you that it is the dimension, but beyond this information, which is a particular information, beyond this information, there is a real knowledge, a concrete knowledge that I'm about to give you right now. So the fourth dimension is on the opposite because it contains the three first dimensions. Fourth dimension is about non-duality, meaning that it will exist only if things are inside of it. You don't really care if it exists or not. It is not about existing. It is already. It is about organizing the things, the forms that are inside of it. So that's why it englobes all of this. That's why we come from the dual part to the non-dual part. And that's why the fourth dimension is the dimension, because it contains the first one, but also you will see later that it contains the upper ones too. It is a central point. So central in terms of functions, but also in terms of structure. Because the dimensional system has kind of a virtual structure, which is in the conceptual world, we could say. It is an image resuming the entire creation or the characteristic of each element, meaning that each element has inside of it and is structured in a way that imitates the first energy, the primitive energy. So this primitive energy has a way to organize when it becomes the world, and this is the dimensional system. So yes, it has a shape in the virtual world or the conceptual world. That's why I'm doing a lot of schema here. And this shape I will show you later, but a part of it was the sphere, the compact sphere inside of it. Sorry, I'm receiving calls, but I can't answer right now, I'm working, so that's why I was stopping. The central part is the dense part, and it's not something like, I don't have to answer right now. So the central part, you remember the central part being the dense part and the peripheral part being the subtle part. This is a way of drawing the dimensional system. So this is one of its forms. It forms in a certain context. If you zoom, if you go deeper in the manifestation, it will have another form, which is more like a pyramid, I think we say in English. But this pyramid can be reversed. One part is the material and the other part is the non-material. So it's a kind of square, really. A square divided in two parts. Then there is also when life is in movement, it's another context, so the dimensional system would take another form. But all of those forms are connected. At the core, they share the same principles. It's just the adjustment of their different parts that will change, or elements. So yeah, when it is in movement, it has another shape. I'm going to just draw it here because I think it's some good knowledge, like a little bonus that you will have in here in this video. So the first one, you already know it. Okay, here. The second one would be really conceptual and would be like this. So I'm looking at through my phone, so sorry if I am not the best artist right now. Okay, because I'm drawing while looking through my phone. You understand what I'm doing there? I think you do. And this here is the middle. First dimension, seventh dimension. What is subtle or spaceful? What is material or dense? It is another way of saying it. Then when it is movement, it has also another shape, but I won't describe it here because it's really complex. But basically it's this. So I will zoom later, I do the drawing and then I zoom. I'll give it to you here because I think that you've been really patient and really focused, so I have to reward this attention, this effort you make, So I'm giving you advanced knowledge, more advanced than where you are right now, because I know you're interested. So here's the other part when it's in movement. So there's a projection of what is around going inside. See there? But there's also what is inside. You don't see it, but it is already around. So it's really more complex. A more complex point of view. This is related to movement. As movement being hard to understand, it is the yin. Obviously, movements, you gotta be really focused to understand the movement. So here it is. Now, I think I gave you enough information. As I told you in the Metascription, I will not do 25 minutes long video because the informations come faster, sorry. We are already kind of deeper in the system, so it's easier to understand. So I don't need really many words between the points of understanding, you know, of this video. So I already gave you 3 points of understanding, I think. I wanted to do it like that. 3 information is a video to me is perfect because it's a YouTube video. You are not like students of mine. You have other things to do in your life. So that's why I give you some relatively short videos, you know. So yeah, next video we will go deeper into this. Okay? I hope you liked it. The last part is really a bonus. You don't really have to understand it or to take care of it for the moment. But what you will have to know in this is that the 4 dimension, as I told you, is the center part of the dimensional system, because the dimensional system has a structure. So central part is here, around the sphere at the middle. Central part is here. You don't see it, but it goes as a net in every places of the cube. And central part here is here, and you don't see it, but it goes kind of like I'm doing with my finger. It's moving inside of the system. Okay, you got me? It does a little bit like the inner stem of an orange. You know, the white thing? If you try to follow it, you will see that it's almost connected in every point of it, but it goes from the periphery to the center and then goes back to the outside and goes back to the center. This is what it does here. Okay, take an orange and look at the shape of the orange. You will learn many things. Okay, look at how everything is connected, and all the more so look at the white thing. Okay, look how it contains the seed, but also is the material that makes the skin of the orange. So there has been a changement, there has been a twisting, a reversion of its nature. See you guys.